In this video, we're going to talk about modeling equations. So modeling equations is all about thinking about ways algebra helps us in the real world. So in this case, we're going to be dealing with bags and apples. And the idea is that in each bag, we're going to have the same number of apples, but the things we don't know exactly how many that is. But there will also be some apples that we do know about that are not inside the bags, but we can see them. So the basic idea is that we assign a variable to the number of apples in each bag. So let's call x the variable that represents the number of apples in each bag. So each bag will have x apples in it, but we don't know what x is. And looking at this diagram, we can tell that there's two bags, which means that there are two x over here. But we also see that there are 3 apples. So each one of these apples represents a +1. So each of these is +1. So in total, we've got 1 + 1 + 1, or 3 apples. So you've got 2 bags and 3 apples. That's the expression that we would get in this case. Let's try a couple more examples. Here you can see that we've got 3 bags and 2 apples. So this would be x, x, and x. When you add those up, I will have 3x over here, and you can see that we've got 2 apples. Another example, we've got 4x over here. So 4 bags, 4x, and we've got 6 apples that we can see. Oops, 4x + 6. Now, in this case, we have some extra information. We know that altogether there are 17 apples. That means that includes the number of apples in each bag and the apples that we can see. So I've got 1, 2, 3 bags and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apples. So I'll have 3x plus 5 apples. But in total, altogether, that's equal to 17. That's an equation. So the idea now is that with this information, we actually can figure out exactly how many apples are in each bag, and we use algebra. Now to solve this equation, there's several different methods that we could use. I'm going to show you a few of those more direct methods in the next few videos. But for now, we can just employ the guess and check model. So the guess and check model basically comes down to guessing and then checking. So let's take a few guesses. I'm going to say, well, maybe x is equal to 2. Seems reasonable enough. We've got 3 bags and 5 extra. I don't know, maybe there's 17. So now all we have to do is verify. So what we'll do is we'll say, well, what happens if we have 3 times 2 plus 5? Do we get 17? I'm going to put a little question mark over there. Is it true that we get 17? Well, 3 times 2 is 6 plus 5. Is that equal to 17? No, I don't think it is. We actually have 11 on this side. So these are not equal. So x is not 2. Let's try another one. I think x I think that 2 was a little too small. So let's try a different one. Let's try maybe x being 4. Okay. Well, in this case, if x is 4, we'll get, well, 3 times 4 plus 5. Is that equal to 17? Well, let's try. I've got that 12 plus 5 equals 17, question mark. And yeah, in fact, 12, oops, not 12, 17, there we go. 17 is indeed equal to 17. So that is our solution.